What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with Desai was urging Desai to join Chelsea. Axel Desai and Benoit Desai both played with each other at AS Monaco, and the former has stated that the latter helped convince him to join Chelsea, with the club's official website recently sharing comments from an interview with the two. Chelsea supporters will be delighted that Desai is at their club, as the centre-back has been a key player under Mauricio Pochettino this season. He is yet to miss a game in the Premier League and even scored in the 1-1 draw with Liverpool at the start of the campaign. On the first person he called before joining Pochettino's side, Desai said, "I had some questions about the group and he turned round and straight away said it's one of really good quality. He told me about the project, and even though it's a project, it's still a really good side." He also said how he had already been convinced by the project and how everything was going well for him. "Since I've arrived, everything he's said has been true. Yeah, it's been a little bit shaky, but it is a project and I'm in the same boat as him now. As from everything I've seen since the start of the season, it's been really encouraging." Chelsea blocked Cucurella from leaving this summer. Chelsea prevented Marc Cucurella from joining Manchester United in the summer. According to Sport, Marc Cucurella and United actually had an agreement in place for the defender to join them. However, the outlet claims that the Blues decided not to part ways with him in the end. "It is starting to look like a really good decision with all of the problems Chelsea have had in defense this season." Reece James has been out injured, while Malo Gusto was handed a 3-match suspension last month after picking up a red card against Aston Villa. But Cucurella has managed to ease the team's right-back issue by moving there. Ben Chilwell is now on the sidelines as well, meaning that Cucurella may be needed in natural position again at some point. Cucurella's best position is obviously left back, but he has shown a lot of versatility at Chelsea since joining the club from Brighton Hove Albion last summer, as well as at right back. The 25-year-old Spaniard has also played in central defence, starting on the left side of a back three. Ultimately, we think this versatility could keep Cucurella's Chelsea career alive. However, if the former Brighton man does want to play in his normal position and on a regular basis, then a move in January or next summer may be best for him. With all of the injuries that Chelsea have been picking up, though, we doubt that Mauricio Pochettino is going to be forcing Cucurella out of the exit door in January. Romeo Lavia takes the step forward in his comeback. Romeo Lavia has taken a step forward in his comeback bid, though is still expected to remain sidelined until late November at the earliest. Midfielder Lavia has been out with an ankle injury, which he suffered in training last month. Lavia was edging closer to being ready to make his Chelsea debut, following his £58 million summer move from Southampton at the time, but has seen that delayed due to the injury blow in which he suffered some ligament damage. Lavia was able to remove the protective boot he has been wearing to support his right ankle last week and begin doing some rehab work in the pool in positive developments as he attempts to regain full fitness, though it is still due to be some time yet before he is ready to be back out on the pitch and resume playing. While a November return is viewed as the optimistic timeline, Chelsea are treading cautiously, which could push back Lavia's involvement until early December. Head coach Mauricio Pochettino hinted that Belgian international Lavia still faced an extended period out ahead of Chelsea's final game before the international break at Burnley. He said, "I cannot tell you when he will be back, but he is still not running. After the international break, he will not be back." Chelsea now leading race to sign another Brazilian wonderkid. Chelsea and their London rivals West Ham United are both leading the race for Palmeiras youngster Luis Guilherme. According to PL Brazil, Chelsea and West Ham have spoken to Luis Guilherme's agent and other two clubs who have the upper hand in the race for his signature. Guilherme fits the Blues' transfer strategy, with the club having recruited a lot of young players recently. That includes David Washington, Angelo and Andre Santos, who also hail from Brazil. Like Washington, Angelo and Santos, if Guilherme does join Chelsea, it is unlikely that he will be ready to be a member of Mauricio Pochettino's senior squad. Two of his compatriots are currently out on loan right now, and Guilherme would probably need a similar move as well. The attacking midfielder is still just 17 years of age and has not played outside of Brazil. Going forward, though, Chelsea could have some team if they continue to land top talents like Guilherme, Washington, Angelo and Santos. They cannot lose sight of the present, though. The Blues now have quite an inexperienced squad after their shift in transfer policy, which may be one factor behind their struggles this season. Ultimately, it is now up to the club to find a balance between signing ability and potential, otherwise, they risk becoming a team who will not be able to compete for years. West Ham battle Man City for Ian Matson. West Ham are set to revisit their interest in Chelsea left-back Ian Matson, but face surprise competition from Manchester City, according to Team Talk. The online news outlet explained Matson could be available for transfer in January if terms are not reached on a new deal for the Dutchman, whose contract runs out in June 2024. The Daily Mail noted La Liga giants Barcelona are also keeping tabs on Matson's situation, with Team Talk writing that City's recruitment team see him as an intriguing option at left-back. While West Ham had been linked with his signature in the summer transfer window, Manchester City and West Ham United are expected to lead the race to keep Ian Matson in the Premier League if his Chelsea future is still in doubt at the end of this year. Sources have told Team Talk. A report on their website read, "Matson is a surprise name on City's watch list as we head towards the new year, as his attributes and profile are of real intrigue to their recruitment staff." City's current setup does not suggest there is space for a player of his type at left-back, but sources are indicating there is intent around finding new options for that spot. West Ham also had a look at him in the summer and are expected to now revisit that interest amid doubts surrounding their own left-back situation in the long run. Matson spent last season on loan at Burnley, who had a reported £31.5 million bid accepted for his services only for the player to turn down the move. It is not exactly surprising to see why when you look at the caliber of clubs keeping tabs on his situation and, truthfully, the Hammers would also find it difficult to snare his signature given both Barca and Man City are being linked to him. What is clear is that David Moyes obviously wants a left-back. Aaron Cresswell looks certain to depart in January, having failed to agree a move away in the summer, meaning there is a lack of senior backup to Emerson Palmieri. Newcastle could make a move for Chala. Newcastle United have been linked with an interest with Trevoh Chalobah before, but now 90 Minutes claims that the 24-year-old defender will be looking for a move away from Stamford Bridge in January. Chalobah hasn't played yet this season for Chelsea after picking up an injury in pre-season, but with the wealth of talent at Mauricio Pochettino's disposal in that position, Chalobah knows his chances are going to be limited when he does return from injury. That's why 90 Minutes claims that Chalobah had a meeting with Poch where he outlined his desire to move on in January. Bayern Munich are said to be highly interested, with former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel looking to be reunited with the player he clearly likes, as he's given him more Premier League minutes than any of the 1,500 Chelsea managers that have come and gone in Chalobah's time there. Nottingham Forest were also very keen, with them and Bayern making an approach already. But Newcastle have also been long-term admirers, and Eddie Howe could now smell blood in the water and opt to move in January to strengthen his defence. Chelsea will be looking for a permanent sale rather than a loan, which would make sense given their overcrowded squad, but with Newcastle apparently exhausting their budget in the summer, that could be off-putting for the Magpies. More importantly, if Chalobah doesn't recover from his thigh injury in time for the winter transfer window, then he's likely to be going nowhere anyway. Chalobah is a good player. He's represented England at every level bar senior. So he fits that Eddie Howe mold of a player with good stats, but still plenty to work with. I just think with him not having kicked a ball all season, and unlikely to even if he returns from injury before January, is not going to be much use until the summer. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.